Whoa, whoa, whoa! What do we have here? What is this? What the hell are these? Now this is a little something that I have been putting together over the last week or so. Now basically a good friend of mine came to me knowing that obviously I'm a DD dealer and I'm quite known for doing kind of the odd experimental hybrid woofer. And he said, Sam, I have got two massive motors with a 4-inch coil, and these are the Ground Zero plutonium woofer motors, I believe. They originally come on a woofer that looks a little something like this, and it's quad coil. This is a 15, it's actually buggered, so that's another spare motor there as well. And he came to me with these motors and he said, Sam, I want to enter a competition using two 10-inch woofers, and I want them to be as absolutely ridiculous as possible. He had a couple of coil options in mind, and he was going to get some baskets and all sorts from the States. And I said, well, look, DD have just released the ESP10s, and these are some crazy arse baskets, and the spiders and all that to go with them, they're phenomenal. So this is a 9.25-inch spider on a 10-inch woofer. And they don't do this DD in a 4-inch coil version. They only go up to the 9500 series, which is a 3-inch coil. The baskets are only accept a 3-inch coil, but I got my head scratched and I was thinking, okay, let me look at these baskets, and there's actually enough clearance on the baskets to accept a 4-inch coil if they were modified slightly. And so I said, you know what, let me give it a go. And so he sent me the motors. I dug out the parts and ordered a couple extra spare parts as well, a couple of baskets and the cones, and I ordered some 9900 series coils, which are 4-inch coils. They're thrice baked, they're 4-layer, and they're flat wound, etc. They're the best coils that DD offer, really, in a 4-inch coil size. So I got some of those, and they obviously fit perfectly in the 10-inch ESP basket with the 9.25-inch spider, and I mocked them up. We needed to add some spacers on their basket to get the coil to sit a bit higher in the motor, but they worked perfectly, and so I went ahead and assembled them. So this is the result. Absolutely massive motors for a 10-inch woofer. These motors are designed for a 15, and as you can see there, I haven't actually test mounted them yet, and I've been quite lazy, I haven't measured them. He's going to be invert mounting them, I believe, so whether they mount or not is not really much of an issue. I think we could just about squeeze them in, but I think we'd have to take the rubber boot off of that motor to get them to go into a box. But yeah, he went for a extra stiff option on the spiders, which is not very much to my liking. Extra stiff means high FS, and it needs more power to get them moving, but in his competition he's going to be playing high frequency burps, so sort of 40 Hertz plus, and it's going to be a big blast of power and quick, and he wants to be able to listen to fast paced music as well. Now, being a 10-inch woofer, they haven't actually got that much loading on the cone. They're quite a small cone, and 10-inch woofers don't load that much air. They don't have a whole lot of kind of help from the surrounding air around them to, you know, stop going crazy. So when you put a lot of power into a 10, they do go crazy very quickly at either side of tuning. So I think the extra stiff spiders on these will help them out with the ridiculously big motors and the very high power coils in there. They've just been built. I've just thrown them together. Now, obviously, they're not DDs, so I haven't put a DD sticker on them. They're a kind of Bevids hybrid, if you like. So they have nothing to do with DD. They haven't suggested this in any way. This is just me messing around, and they won't be sold either. It's a good friend of mine, and he's just, throwing me a few drinks my way to cover the parts. So, they're not being sold, and they're not available. I just thought I'd show you something cool that I've been working on, strictly in the workshop, just fun and games. They're very, very, very stiff. I think that I could probably sit on this cone and not be able to depress it. It is so unbelievably stiff. And I've played them very quickly, just to test them out, and they've loosened up a little bit from what they were new. I've run them on DATS V2, and they sit at 65 Hertz FS, which is very high, at a sensitivity of 87 dBs. The Qs are quite low, actually, and they're dual 1 ohm coils. What I'll do now for you is I'll just plug them into one of my crowns here. Now, bearing in mind, these require a shit lot of power to get moving where they're brand new, so they won't be moving as much as the other ESP10 you've seen on my other videos. but I just thought I'd show you them moving a little bit, because, you know, I think everyone will want to see these moving really. So let's hit it to the clip now. Now obviously they're sitting on their motors, so the airflow gap is blocked, so they might have a little bit of a windy noise. Yes, if we play something like Lollipop unslowed, it's more in the frequencies that they'll be playing. Believe it or not, that is actually one of my Crown amps fully maxed out. I mean, they're 2K amps, so they're not that much power when you're thinking about moving a 4-inch coil with a stiff spider. You need about 4 or 5K per woofer here. So they're getting about a K each. And this is as much as I can get moving before the amp clips. That's amp clipping pretty much about there. Yeah, I'm clipping right about there. So that just goes to show you how ridiculously stiff these are and how much power I'm going to need to move them. In a later video, I'm going to shove them on a Banda 9K amplifier on my excess power 14 volt batteries, and we're going to get them moving some, get them loosened up a little bit, ready for this competition. But I just wanted to show you these fresh out of the box before I did anything else. So cheers for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed.